All right, so let's check something out real quick, right? Let me introduce you to the Dum Diversas, or the Dum Diversas, a papal bull that was issued by Pope Nicholas V on the 18th of June in 1452. It authorized Alfonso V of Portugal to reduce any Saracens, in parentheses they have Muslims, and pagans, and any other unbelievers to perpetual slavery. Perpetual, remember that. This facilitated the Portuguese slave trade from West Africa. The same pope wrote the bull Romanus Pontifex, Romanus Pontifex, ROMANUS PONTIFEX. Google it. That was given out on January the 5th, 1455, to the same Alfonso, as a follow-up to the Dum Diversas. It extended to the Catholic nations of Europe dominion over discovered lands during the Age of Discovery, along with sanctifying the seizure of non-Christian lands. It encouraged the enslavement of native, non-Christian peoples in Africa and the New World. It goes on to read, we weighing all and singular the premises with due meditation, and noting that since we had formerly by other letters of ours granted among other things free and ample faculty to the aforesaid King Alfonso to invade, search out, capture, vanquish, and subdue all Saracens and pagans whatsoever, and other enemies of Christ wheresoever placed, and the kingdoms, dukedoms, principalities, dominions, possessions, and all movable and immovable goods whatsoever held and possessed by them, and to reduce their persons to perpetual slavery, and to apply, here's the kicker, and appropriate to himself and his successors the kingdoms, dukedoms, counties, principalities, dominions, possessions, and goods, and to convert them to his and their use and profit, by having secured the said faculty, the said King Alfonso, or by his authority, the aforesaid Infante, justly and lawfully has acquired and possessed, and doth possesses, these islands, lands, harbors, and seas, and they do of right belong and pertain to the said King Alfonso and his successors. So the papal bull, the Dum Diversas, pretty much says they're going to come to your lands. First, they're going to make you an enemy of their Christ, right? They're claiming you have no knowledge of God. But you do your history, you know who they picked up from West Africa, and you know the history. But let's, hold on, before we move on, you do see that they took all of one person's stuff and gave it to somebody else, right? So with that, it appears to me that there is a good case of treacherous deception going on here. And might I add, it was done for what? Personal benefit and gain. You know, to cause people to live in illusion while demonizing reality for the sake of the fantasy, which is our current state of living. I can fully see why people today say we live in a matrix, a computer simulation, because it's not true reality. We are living in the fantasy, in the illusion of collusion, right? Because they have taken everything and assigned it to themselves, even though it belonged to someone else prior to this. I mentioned Deuteronomy 28 earlier. I want to give you some excerpts out of here, some verses up out of here, and you tell me where they match. And you tell me who they fit. So number one, we're going to start at verse 25. Chapter 28, verse 25. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shalt be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. 26. And thy carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. 27. The Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the emerods, and with the scab, and with the itch, whereof thou canst not be healed. 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness, and blindness, and astonishment of heart. 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt only be oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Let's give you 32. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shall not gather the grapes thereof. Let me skip real quick and give you 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thy hand. 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. So, being oppressed and crushed seemed to be a theme real quick right there, right? Who in today's world is oppressed and crushed? And just in case, you might receive a little pushback, here's some ammunition for your verbal weapon that you might need. You're gonna need a verbal AK. I don't know why I can't talk right now, but you're gonna need a verbal AK with an extendo to fight off the ignorance that you're gonna get from all sides. I mean, your own people and the enemy. 45, Deuteronomy 28 and 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearken not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Run that back. And they shall be upon thee, that's you, for a sign. So these curses are a sign, and for a wonder, and upon thy seed, generations after you, forever. So are the 1948 posse, do they seem to be going through the same thing that this book is saying? That the true children, the ones who are the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, do you see this on them for a sign? I mean, it said forever. It said forever. So that means until, things change. Very, very, very long time. Very, 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 very long time. Do you see this on anybody today? Maybe the ones who have been taken from West Africa, maybe, as stated in the Papal Bull. Maybe some of the ones that were found here in the New World, as stated by the Papal Bull, to take your stuff and to assign it to the others. Right? You can see it clearly in the Papal Bull, in Psalms 83. And now you see in Deuteronomy, certain things should stick out with these people. Certain things should follow these people. But yet, especially right now, you see who has the power, who's on top, and who's on the bottom. Powerless. No might in your hand. No one here to save you. Ladies and gentlemen, I would love for you to read Deuteronomy 28 and Deuteronomy 30 in its entirety. Google the Papal Bull, the Dum Diversas, Dumdiversas, and see what you come up with. Because I think it would be very interesting what you see. So, you got to think deeper. I'm out.